Hey friends, it's Emily from burlapkitchen.com, where I'm all about simplicity. Today we're going to be making a super cute turkey craft. The first thing that you're going to want to do is stain some fence boards. Now these fence boards I got at Lowe's. You can probably get them anywhere that supplies lumber. They're super inexpensive. I am staining them with the color Dark Walnut in the Minwax brand of stain. So you're going to need 4 boards, and then I'm just going to line them up and put that fourth board on the back to secure everything. Normally, I would probably only need 3 screws, but this one was very, very bowed, so I needed some extra screws with this one. And I always recommend pre-drilling first so you don't split your board. So now I'm taking these paper doilies. I got these at Dollar Tree, and I'm just taking one of each, and I'm not using that smallest one because I didn't really need it. And then this was just a spoon rest that I spray painted brown. Now I'm taking some moss. This is the color moss in the Waverly brand paint, and I'm going to paint just that center doily with it. And I absolutely love this color. I got it the other day at Walmart, and I just love it. So I'm going to make sure it's nice and dry. Now I'm going to come in with some Mod Podge and make sure there's a front and a back to these doilies. So make sure you have the front side facing up. So I found it easier as I went on doing this to Mod Podge just the center of the doily and then dry it on, and then once it was dried, go around with my paintbrush and add more Mod Podge under the edges. The edges are very fragile, so be careful when you do that. So I'm just going to make sure everything is nice and secured and dry. Now I'm going to put my last piece on. You could paint these any color you want. I just wanted more of a farmhouse rustic type feel to this one. So I'm just holding that down for a minute. Again, be very careful because those edges are super fragile. Now I'm going to make sure everything's dry. Now this is a spoon rest, and I just spray painted it with brown spray paint. I'm going to add a little bit of raffia, but I'm not loving that, so I'm going to go back and fix that. So now be very carefully. You want to drill through there and add a screw to the center of your spoon rest. And I wish I would have got that screw down a little bit further, but I wasn't thinking. And then I'm going to add a little nose. That's just a piece of burlap I cut a triangle out of. Now I'm going to get these little letters. I think these either came from Hobby Lobby or Dollar Tree. I'm not exactly sure where they came from. But I'm going to paint them with some orange paint. And I believe it's the color Jack-o'-lantern in the acrylic paints that I'm using for this one. So I'm going to paint all of those. And I'm going to make sure they are nice and dry. Then all that I'm going to do is run a sanding block over them. And then I'm going to take my rag with leftover stain on and rub some stain over it and then wipe it off. That's just going to give it more of a rustic, antique look. So I just spelled out the words gobble. That's what fit on the board. I wanted to do thankful, but it was too many letters. But I thought gobble was super cute. I even liked it better. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line them up how I want, and I'm going to put the G and the E on first. I always like to do the first and the last letters, glue them down first, because then that helps with the spacing when I go to do the center ones. So, and that O, I don't know, guys, is that upside down or right side up? I wasn't sure where that dot was, but it was definitely the O. I didn't know if it was a Q maybe, but it was definitely the O. So now I'm going to take some fabric, and I'm just going to rip it, because I wanted to fix that where I had that raffia for the bow. I wasn't loving that. I thought it needed a little something extra. So I'm just going to tie some raffia around the center, and you have to kind of go under it once it's screwed on there. And I'm just going to make a little knot there with the raffia, and then I'm going to go around it with this material and just make a little bow. And then I'm going to trim that up. Then I decided to add some eyes to him. So I'm going to add a little bit of white in the center, give it a nice dry, and then a little bit of black. I'm just using the back of a paintbrush. Give it a nice dry, and that is it, guys. I hope you loved this DIY project as much as I did. Make sure to join our text list if you don't want to miss any of our lives or videos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye.